Good morning. Today we're here with Aubrey Smith. He was in the Navy during World War II.
I'll start from the beginning. I was born in Springfield, Alabama. I didn't go immediately into the armed services. World War II was going on at that time. The Japanese had already invaded the Pacific Islands and other places. And in January of '43, I volunteered for the Navy.
How old were you at that time?
I was under 19. I was over 18 years old. Guadalcanal had been secured. We were shipped to Guadalcanal and we got off. And that night, the bosun's mate in charge of the detail, he says, "Get out here and dig you a foxhole." Well, I asked him, I said, "Why do we want a foxhole? This place is secure." He said, "Just dig you a foxhole." Well, that night we had an air raid, of course. Now we were having air raids during the day and every night, just continuously. This friend of mine said, "Well, you know, the chief said we need another signal man. How would you like that?" I said, "Well, if I can learn it, I'd like it." And that's what they did, about 40 of them each time. They monitored the Japanese messages and relay those to Pearl Harbor, and then they'd relay them to Washington. So that's why we were there. Not all Navy personnel were on ships. But anyway, I became a signalman, and of course, the first type of communications is semaphore. And ships coming into the harbor where we had our signal tower, they'd get instructions where instruction as to where they could get water. They'd request water. We had communications back and forth with the ships in and out. But primarily, we did not use semaphore at that distance. We used Morse code by flashing light. That was done. They didn't use radio.
Because they didn't trust it.
They didn't trust it. They didn't trust it because the Japanese could interpret intercept your messages. Islander natives, they did some, let's see, what did they call it? They were spotters on different islands that had been invaded or were going to be invaded. And they would report back to Halsey's headquarters, or they would report to somebody who would. But they'd put them on these islands that the Japanese occupied, and they'd spy them out because there were natives on the island. They wouldn't readily recognize those as spies because they were next to the natives. So they were used to Fiji Islanders for. We had our orders to go to Okinawa for the invasion of Japan, and by way of Pearl Harbor.